Do it. Yo, what's up, everybody? Today we got a special guest. You know him, the man, the myth. No, I'm sorry. uh, McCannabisLuke. Y'all know him. Won the Growers Gauntlet. Got some amazing
Hey,
flower. Here he is.
hey, appreciate
Yo,
you, man.
hell yeah. Um, so today I got a couple questions for you. Really want to break down what it takes to win the Growers Gauntlet. Like, what all did you have to go through? Like, what was the requirements, like step by step? Uploading video, stuff like that. If you could just break down the first
Yeah,
things, and then we'll get going from there.
yeah. So I actually got into it in a weird way. I was running Chill Out G from Mr. Grow It, and then this grower gauntlet popped up, and they were getting it going. And I asked, am I too far in advance to join this? So like, oh no, by no means. You just got to be popped by a certain date. So they had 6 teams. There was Deuce Farms, Pigeons, 420, Northern Scrogger,
Mhm.
Mr. Grow It, Rob, and I feel like I'm forgetting one. Who's the other one? Anyways, you had 6 teams. They picked their cultivars, and they'd have 3 different ones you could choose from. You'd pick from those genetics and run them. And the only stipulation was that you had to be in by a certain date. And most of their content was done by Discord, which I'm new to Discord. It seems like a whole new world over there. You can do so much over there. I'm just
Oh
learning
yeah,
about it. But in
everybody is.
most, yeah, definitely. It's a
Oh
good
yeah,
place for us to hang out and not get, shut down and monetized. We can all become a community.
100%, dude.
So
It's so underappreciated. It's
definitely.
literally the spot.
I think it's gonna start blowing up more. The Discord is
Mhm.
definitely gonna get bigger. A lot more groups. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, anyways, so you would go on the Discord and you'd try to do updates as much as possible. And something that they stated that they didn't just want you showing your plants. They wanted, some magic behind it, maybe some explanation or some education with it. So I just stayed up on that. And I had my Instagram that helped me out a lot. I get a lot of, a little hate for it because my following was a little bit bigger than most of the other contestants. But I've been only gardening for 2 years now. So for me, it was like, I am a grower. I feel like this is something that I could reach out and maybe accomplish. And I still didn't even think I had any chance in the world. I think it was like 850 applicants when it first started. And then there was quite a few people that didn't get beans popped or didn't do updates or whatever the reasoning was. And then it just kept getting narrowing down. And then it became a voting system when it got into the top 25. And I just stayed up on the content, and that was the key, was the music and the lights, and seeing that you actually cared and took the time. It was more of a content victory than the cannabis, because no one got to smoke it. So I still feel like it's not a cannabis cup to me, but it's still an honor to win it. I think it's so cool to hang out with the content creators and see how they live and just see how down to earth everyone was. Because
Yeah.
you watch these big guys that you've been watching for years, Mr. Grow It. I think all of us underground growers learned something from him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to meet him and to see how down to earth he was, it was so cool, man. I want everyone to try to get into these competitions. There's going to be a lot more, and if you just take the time and you're serious and passionate about gardening, I have no doubt in my mind that you can bring a title home too. So it's a
Oh
great
yeah.
experience, even just to meet up and talk to new people on the internet. Someone that's growing the
Mhm.
same thing as you. Maybe they have, some sort of burnt tips or some sort of issue that you guys can relate and talk about. So it was a great experience. Like I said, go out there, compete. Even if I like me, I was shy. I didn't want to get hate or turned down, but that's what's so cool about this cannabis community. Guys like you are creating these shows for people to come together and all have the same common goal. And we're all just a bunch of stoners at the end of the day, just trying
Yep, yep.
trying to get by and grow good medicine. So
Oh
that's all
yeah.
I went out for, and I ended up getting the growers gauntlet. So that was a blast, man.
Oh yeah, man. And much love for that. Much appreciated.
Yeah, yeah.
Norma G, what's up?
Oh shit, no, that's my dude,
Oh yeah.
Norma.
I love his photos, dude. Like, if you've been on his page, he takes the
Oh yeah.
best
Oh, he
photos. They're
does,
so
dude. And
cool.
yeah, he's like the most underrated grower out there, I feel like. I mean, his plants are beautiful.
So beautiful, dude. Killing it out there. Killing it for
Killing it.
sure.
Yeah. Shout out
Hell yeah.
Number G.
Hell yeah. So you were saying that you well, we all know you grow organics, and what really got you into that? Like what why did you move the organic side instead of like synganics or, you know, synthetic?
Yeah. So I travel a lot for work. I
Mm,
install solars for residential and farms. I'm
yeah.
from Michigan, so I'm in Indiana, Illinois, Ohio. We go as far as Missouri sometimes. So I'm gone weeks at a time. And my when moved over here, I was asking my wife to, mix this bottle, mix that bottle, make sure the pH is on point. You got
Yeah.
to water this much. We got 3 kids, so that was pretty much an impossible task. So I was throwing out soil constantly and just spending money for. So I found Jeremy at Build a Soil. A lot of you know, and if you don't know, you got to go check him out. He's
100%.
all about the home grower. He's all about sourcing locally, and he's so transparent. So I dug into him and learned, and he outreaches other sources that you can learn from. And he just preached the bigger beds of soil, more expensive to get into, but for me, the whole
Yeah.
not being able to be so hands-on, I can just water only for 3 months of a grow and have a tremendous harvest. That just sold me. I wasn't a firm believer, and now I am, because I have no secrets. I run the big beds, I re-amend appropriately with simple amendments,
Oh yeah.
and then water only for the most part.
And so you would you say that you really just follow like the I guess the sheet in place, you don't really structure like or try to move away from it. You just follow the path already. You know what I mean? If I'm saying
Well,
it right.
to an extent, yes, but like I said, I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah, I don't follow any of his charts or anything like that. I
Okay, okay.
follow a half a cup of your amendments per cubic
Mm,
foot and your 4 cups of minerals per cubic foot type of recipe. And that's what's cool about organics. It all is
yeah.
just a recipe too, just differently
Mm,
sourced products. So if
yeah.
you can find something that works for you, it's got a balanced nutrition. You know where it's coming from. I don't like to run like the bone meal and the blood meal and stuff, because I just feel like it's it's just dirtier material. It's coming from big corporations that are just trying to
Hmm.
make more money off of us. So that's another thing that's coming from Build Soy. They tell you everything that's in it. I do. I guess you could say that I do follow that recipe, but it
Okay.
kills it. So I'm definitely not going
Yeah,
anywhere
yeah.
from it.
Yeah, no, no, don't get me wrong. It's not a
No,
bad recipe.
yeah,
It is fucking killing it, dude. Like everybody has proved that the Coots mix, his mix, like everything, like both
everything.
of them just killing it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's helped me to be able to take the time and read about how to build my own soil. And then
Mm.
hopefully someday I would love to be able to make my own ferments, make my own, castings, produce everything from myself. And the organic way has just allowed me to have more time to work on that type of stuff.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And so like you ever really think about getting into Synganics, or you really just like how you are now? Like if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is kind of don't broke, don't fix it. But my mom,
Mm.
she was always about the organic lifestyle. She was very natural when it comes to her diets and her garden, and I was brought up around the compost and chopping your plants up and putting them back in the soil. I like the whole regenerative cycle. Kind of pretending I'm in the forest growing, and it's just been I love it.
Mm.
So I don't see myself doing any Synganic or anything like that different. Like I said, I'll build my own soil eventually, make my own
Mm.
products, but as far as synthetic, it's just not going to work in my lifestyle. But I think it can work in others too. But I like the
Okay.
regenerative cycle and chopping the leaves or new into the soil and just the whole cycle.
Okay, okay. And so you were saying that your mom is an organic grower. Can you speak more on that? Like really your family's base of growing? Because from the sounds of it, you're from a family of growers, right?
Well, not cannabis growers, just
Yeah, no, no, just
yeah,
like
fruits,
yeah,
vegetables, yeah.
yeah.
And it was nothing ever big. It was in the backyard. She was just always out there, and when she was out there, she just seemed like she was in her place, and she
Oh
always
yeah.
came in with the dirt on her hands like she was a kid, and it just
Hmm.
she always had me out there instead of being inside doing whatever, playing video games. I was outside with her, playing around in the dirt, learn about everything. And she didn't know a bunch. She was just kind of
Hmm.
winging it with her like knowing what I know a little bit more about organics. Her compost pile was not very good. It was full of potassium, and but she was doing it, and it was working on her gardens, and she'd have her harvest. So she She actually got cancer and she passed a few years ago,
Fuck.
which led me
Sorry to hear
down.
that.
No, thanks, Bob. And she was my woman. She's my inspiration. She was trying to do the RSO oil, and the doctors were trying to push her down this pharmaceutical path with, cancer. And I just felt like you could do both. They wouldn't let her. Anyway, she ended up passing away. And that was a little over 2 years now. So that's what eventually pushed me from Indiana to Michigan, was like, all right, I have to do something. I want to be able to help someone else, maybe not in the cannabis per se. This Instagram and stuff's kind of taken off more than I expected, which I'm beyond blessed. But I definitely want to get more of the medicine side, the CBDs, the RSO oils. I have a partner, Matt, that's got the same goals. He lost his mom early to a heavily drinking problem. So just trying to find that medicine for people and the help that they need is just all I'm about. And sharing love. I mean, everyone needs somebody to pick them up and inspire them. That's all I really care about, man. And if everything else takes off, that's cool. If not, I'm happy where I'm at.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So that kind of touches on what I was about to ask next. What really what do you have your eyes set on? Like where do you want to be in this business essentially? Like where are you trying to go?
I'm just trying to have a mom and pop shop here in
Hmm.
Michigan.
Okay.
I have an LLC right now. It's called Soil Plus, so it kind
Hell
of
yeah.
leaves me availability to do different options. But I just want to be like what we're doing now, only in person. Have people be able to come into the store, talk to me, get on a program, maybe take a
Okay.
class. Just give them everything they need to garden. It doesn't have to be cannabis. It could be fruits and vegetables. I
Hell
just
yeah. Hell yeah.
growing, as you know, man, is, I
Hmm.
mean, it's almost hard to have a bad day when you go down in your garden. I mean, it's
Yeah.
so powerful. And
Mhm.
to me, it's just something that I feel like I can spread and help others get into it. And that's the goal for me, is just to have a mom and pop shop, help a couple local people and spread my information, learn from other people, and, just get people more into the mom and pop things. The whole legalization of cannabis talk has been happening, and
Mhm.
as alcohol and all this other stuff, it just becomes such a, the people with the money are the ones with the products. And if we can keep the smaller shops around, I
Yeah.
feel like, it's better for all of us.
Oh yeah. More of the people, less of the big ass
Yeah.
bullshit,
Yeah.
honestly,
Big
because that's what it is.
corporation. It
Yeah.
is. It's bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. They just play people all the time selling bad products, saying that, oh, this is gonna make your fucking bud grow like 50 pounds. Like,
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
What? No.
What's in there?
Yeah, what?
With a sexy chick on the front of it,
Yeah.
advertising. Yeah.
It's terrible. No. I love that, man. That's really cool. What uh how am I how do I say this one? Okay, so you said you were going to do the classes, right? And how necessarily would you do that? Is it that all in-person classes, like you sign up and then you'll come in on the weekend, do like a little course, or are you talking like a full-on class, like where people can start to finish plants and stuff like that? You know what I mean?
That's definitely the end goal, is to have the in-person full seed to harvest class. I'm not sure how it's really going to work. So right now it's been more of phone calls. I take a lot of phone calls. Just I put my number out there in my email for people to call me and just talk about a simple problem. I had a guy come call me today. He was having a bug problem, and I consulted with Colorado worm castings, and it
Oh
was
yeah.
what was it, a root aphid. So I was able to help him get a product called Pyganic to where he could get to his garden and, cut that problem out. So I just want to be a middleman, a helper. And if I can get that in a store and work that around my own community, that's great. If it's all online based, I mean, it is a new era and a lot of stuff is done online anymore, and it's just more convenient for people. So there's
Yeah.
always going to be that option. There's going to be consults. I do not charge
Okay.
for consults. I'm not going to, if there's a class eventually, there's going to have to be some way to charge and, make
Mm.
money to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
produce, good content and stuff. But as far as right now, I don't care who it is, call me, talk to me. I just want to help
Oh
everyone
yeah.
else, because I didn't have that. And I wish I
Mm.
did, because I spent thousands of dollars that I didn't have to spend. And I don't want someone else to do that and set
Mm.
themselves back.
Yes. I feel that. I feel that. That again, fucking cool as shit, bro. That's super nice.
Oh,
Like
thank you.
a lot of people do not give information away for free. Like like people say there's not a gatekeeping thing, but there is 100% a gatekeeping thing. Like it really just depending on your area and like even who you're talking to, there could be a gatekeeping situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so the fact
definitely.
that you're out here actually like giving information away for free, like that's 100% like what we're about here, man. And I love that. I love that.
Thank you. Yeah. And I get a lot of hate for it because there are a lot of main content creators that is this is their
Hmm.
livelihood, their job, and I'm not trying to take food out of anyone's mouth. I have the knowledge and
Hmm.
I want to be able to share it. I don't know everything. I don't claim
I,
to be no journey, but
yeah,
why not just talk about it? You know what I mean? You're trying to do the same shit. Why can't I help you? You help me.
dude, at the end of the day, you're putting food in people's mouths, teaching them how to
I
grow. Bro, come on. What? I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
believe you're
yeah.
getting hate for that. That's
And I
no.
know. Well, there's trolls everywhere we go. We know that.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, of course. That's wild, bro. That's wild.
Yeah.
So, the whole organic side. How how do you approach that? Do you use like autos? Do you, you know, what do you throw in your organics? Yeah.
Well, like I said, I used Bill, so I kind of cheated the system. I bought these big take and bake artesian soils, the Clactomus Coots mix,
Yeah.
and it's a peat moss based soil. So they run off a third to third to third ratio, which is your base, which would be your peat moss or whatever other base that you could use. Cocoa. There's a bunch of different options, and then you want your compost or your worm castings, which is going to be your food source. And then your third option is going to, or your third part is the aeration. So you want to be your soil to be able to breathe. You don't want to just pack a bunch of peat moss and castings in there because you're going to at the bottom but create this anaerobic, soil,
Yeah.
which is not what we're into. So the big key is just run that third to third to third, whatever size gallon you have. If you have a 30 gallon, run 10 gallons of your peat moss, 10 gallons of your aeration, which can be pumice, it can be rice hulls. They have what's the main one everyone uses, and I always botch that one. Oh man, sorry, I'm having a biff now. I definitely shouldn't have smoked before this one. But those are
I
those
do
are
it all the time. I do it
those.
literally all the time.
They'll come to me later on like, oh, shit, I knew what that was. So yeah, the pumice and the rice hulls is what I recommend. The pumice is just like this little porous rock. It just
Mhm.
allows for more microbial life and beneficials to latch into these holes and stay and create
Perlite.
their own, positive. Perlite, that's the one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perlite. Yeah, I'm literally staring. I stared at it too. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, and I've heard over time that floats. So if you're just flipping your soil out and re-amending it that way, perlite can work for you absolutely. But if you're doing a no-till to where you're stirring up your soil, I've heard over time that perlite can settle to the top. I'm not facts on that, but it kind of just scared me away from it. Like I said,
Yeah.
I bought this pre-built already soil, and
Okay.
it's got a bunch of um, nutrients in it, good camelina meal, nitrogen sources, a bunch of good source from them. You can check out the recipe. Like I said, I don't
Yeah.
know everything that there is to know about this. I just know that you need your base, you need your aeration, and you need a castings or a compost.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the rice hulls. Like I know a lot of people use them because like it gives off the silica and stuff.
Yeah.
You get all that. I don't know. I just if if you leave it to the new guy and they give it a little bit too much moisture, too much watering, you know what I mean? You see a lot of fucking growth on those, if you know what I mean, like a little
Okay. Yeah.
mildew type growth, and I just don't like it. I
I
know that
don't
it
blame.
might not be harmful, but I just don't like it.
Yeah. Hey, no, and
Yeah,
that's what's awesome. We can all do our own, grow our own way, and it works just as
100%.
much.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. Well, oh dang, that one popped up fast. I should have been reading that. My bad. Fucking eye. Oh my god. All right. So, what type of training methods do you really use to get that perfect scrog out that you got going on? Because I saw that you were growing out the what is it? The Zittles,
Yeah.
Skittles. I
Peyote
can never
Skittles.
fucking
Yeah.
yeah. I
The
can never
Skittles.
pronounce it.
Yeah.
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 I spell it wrong almost every time.
Hmm.
I train from the rip. Once your plants are healthy, you got them into their new home. I start in a solo cup. I don't do any training in my solo cup stage. I'll let them get big enough to kind of over your leaves are hanging over the container. that's when they're kind of telling my roots are about this size. I need to get out of this pot. So then I'll transplant it into my bigger beds, which are 70 gallons. And I will use bud clips. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but from Bud Trainer, they're just little plastic
Yep.
pieces that you can bend and get your 90. I use ties. I'm just trying to keep my apex, my tallest branch, even with everything else. So every time a branch pops above another, I'm tucking it down, I'm tying it down. And then once I get to a certain point where, maybe a month into veg and it's coming out of control to where you can't tie and bud clip everything, I'll drop my scrog net, which are 2.5-inch squares that
Okay.
I hang over. Some of them are built into the bed, and some of them I run from ratchet hangers because I don't have the adapter cords. But anyways, I'll drop that down, and then I'm just bending and tucking until week 3 of flower, week 4 of flower sometimes. From
Okay.
then on out, you're tucking, keeping the canopy perfectly even, because when that flower stretch happens, as different cultivars are going to do different things. Even the same cultivar may show different phenos. One might like to stretch more, one may more stocky and bushy. So you just got to take that into account and stay up on the training, because when they start stretching, you can lose that even canopy very quick if you're not on top of it.
Okay.
So I'm a
And
huge, huge scrog advocator. I've done it since the beginning, and I love it.
okay. Okay. And Turismo got a question here. Do you transplant autoflowers? If so, how old?
I actually do not run auto flowers. I ran an AK-47 auto when I first started, and I cut it down early. It had nothing to do with the auto flower, whatever. I didn't like the fact that I wasn't in control, so I really can't help on that. I have heard a lot of no transplanting, planting to that final home. If you can, by all means. I know watering is kind of a scary tactic, but if you have to, if you're transplanting and you're losing these auto flowers or they're stunting it, get yourself a little cheap water moisture sensor and just make sure you're not overwatering that bigger pot with your new planted auto.
Yep. And so, I've heard from a lot of old growers that you can potentially transplant your auto. You just got to be fast about it and be very careful. Like if you're doing solo cups, as soon as you see that first little very tip of that root, you need to transplant it. And that one is just fucking finicky as hell because just the soil fucking falling off because there's not enough root structure. I don't know. A lot of like real OGs said you can do it, but honestly, don't fucking do it. Plant it in its first place, like its home. Plant it in its home. Leave it there. Yep. Like just leave it there, and it's good. That's its home. No transplant.
Yeah, transplant is scary even with regular seeds. It's just I try to avoid as much as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Not a problem, man. I definitely wouldn't do that though. Yeah. Well, unless if you don't have any problems, man, do you? If, like we just said, if it ain't broke, don't
Yeah,
fix it.
yeah, experiment that. Yeah, keep
Yeah.
going.
Oh yeah. So why
Oh,
no Norma G auto plant. Yeah, there you go. That's a good
Norma
one.
G with the tip.
Yep. There you go. Norma G. Like always killing it. Always know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
always.
Always. So why no autos? You don't like autos?
I just don't like being in control with my schedule. I don't want it to
Mhm.
flip at the beginning of the week. I just when I'm not home, and I don't know the whole process. I like being able to control my veg time to train a plant as much as I want, because I do need the yield for the medicine. My wife is a hella smoker. I can't even keep up with her sometimes. So I got to get the yield or I'm screwed. So
Yeah.
I definitely will eventually get into the out of flowers. I've just been so dead set on just content and getting the yields that I want, and I don't know much about the autoflowers. They're very temperamental, I've heard, but
Yeah.
it's becoming more powerful. The genetics are getting better, which is what I'm
Oh,
hearing. So I'm definitely
100%. Yeah,
interested.
dude. There's always dude, fuck, I always keep seeing new ones pop up that just blow my mind. Like I remember back in the day, don't grow autos if you want fucking like big yields because
Yeah,
they don't get shit. And nowadays you seeing people with like, oh my god, dude, big old monsters,
big
dude, just
monsters.
big
Yeah.
monsters. Right?
Well,
Wow.
and does fast flowering count? Because I'm growing a fast flower, so it was bred with an auto.
I don't know. I don't know. Fast flowering for me is just weird.
Well, I got
I
one
don't
now
know.
that's supposed to be 7 weeks, and I'm 9.5 weeks, and I'm still don't think I'm ready to chop it down. So what does fast flowering really mean? So Yeah, it's a whole new
That's my
world
point.
out there breeding.
Oh yeah, man. And so you ever getting into breeding? You ever any thoughts on that?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I think I'd definitely like to find something that I like the high, and I'm big cottonmouth guy. That's something that turns me on. But I know
Yeah.
it's a hard one to pick from. But I'm not a huge fan of buds that give you hella cottonmouth. So just to tune in that fine stuff that I like. I don't think I'll ever release anything to public or become
Mhm.
a breed head or anything like that. But I definitely will play
Just some
around,
home stuff.
get my own seeds and grow my own. So it'd be cool.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. And so what really swung you to cannabis?
Oh man, I've been around cannabis my whole life. My parents were smokers. I
Oh, okay.
When I was 16, I got a pot leaf with a reggae peace sign tattooed on my chest. So I
Uh,
was about it from the beginning, and I never
uh,
really thought about growing myself. I'd play around when I was younger. I'd get some seeds from a bag and throw them in a jar and stick it away in a dark area, and they germinate, but I never did get them planted. And
oh yeah. Yeah.
me and my wife are both huge smokers. We love being, it just calms us out. The way life is, it gets hectic, and you know how it is to just wind down, have your medicine
Mhm.
of choice. So
Yep, yep.
for us, it made more sense to grow our own. And then, like I said, I had this whole dream behind my mom getting better CBD, and the cannabis thing just kind of took off. Obviously, I wanted to grow for my own yield, but the main reason I'm into cannabis growing wise is for the CBD and the medicine side, and it's been
Okay.
awesome. So yeah, no,
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
love growing. It's Don't get me wrong, I love cannabis. I think anybody should get into it, but I love it, man. I
oh,
do.
yeah. That CBD stuff, man. I'm really getting into that too. I really like how they're the science behind it and how they're really breaking down which cannabinoids will do this and this
Yes.
and really help you and finding out what it is that helps you as medicines to the point where we have now certain strains that help you with anxiety. We have certain strains that help you with eating disorders, fucking back pains, all of this shit. And that's mind blowing. I love that.
It is.
That's so
Well,
nice.
in the universities and stuff, now that cannabis is becoming more legal, they're being able to run actual,
Yeah.
scientific tests on this stuff to give
Yeah,
us proof, because everyone's always like, it's bro science. It doesn't really medicate,
dude.
you're just saying that. But there are proofs out there. It
Hmm.
is helping so many cases in
The
so many
fucking
different
white
ways.
papers, dude. The white papers. Oh my God, you'll be seeing. I'm constantly reading the white papers. Oh, like anytime the one drops from any university, I'm like, what's
What do we
this?
got? That's awesome. I slack on that. I need to get back to reading those.
I love it, man. Just the science behind everything.
Yeah.
Um, so any new strains for you that you're working on? Because you say you got the CBD. Anything that in particular? My God, Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm actually not growing the CBD right now. I'm just
Okay.
reading behind the scenes, doing my own research. Like I've been slacking with just life in general, kids, and trying to keep up with my own grow. Like I said, I really can't
Sure.
take a lack on yield. So, but that's what's good about I have a new 8x8 tent, so it's opening up another tent that I'll be able to grow CBD and start learning about what cultivars do what are they, anxiety, some for pain. My daughter, she suffers from hydrocephalus, and she's got weakness in her legs. She doesn't walk, and has a lot of pain. So I'm thinking some way down the form that I could be able to help her with my own medicine other than pharmacy.
Okay. Okay. I like that, man. I like that.
So I got
Yeah, I
big
don't know.
plans and goals. They may not come true, but I'm definitely working towards it.
They're definitely gonna come true, bro. You're out there killing it, bro, and everybody sees that.
I
So
appreciate
just
you.
keep doing you, bro, and your dreams are definitely coming true.
Yeah, thanks,
100%.
bro. Appreciate you.
Uh, so I do have a question. I always see you with all these posters in the back. Are these just people that you're affiliated with, or are you sponsored by these people? I always wondered. That's
Yeah,
just a side question from it
yeah,
from me.
no, if I have a banner in here, it's because they've been really good to me. They take care of me. I am an affiliate. They
Okay.
are sponsoring me. The Soil Plus one, this is all new. I don't have an office. I'm working on getting a podcast area. So this is
Oh,
just
yeah.
me sitting in a tent. But that Soil Plus sign, that's actually my logo for my CBD and soil company.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
You'll
so
definitely have to drop that at the end, man. Drop that in the chat so everybody can go check it out. For
okay,
sure.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck,
Yeah, so
man.
yeah, if they're affiliated if they're in my tent. They've been good to me. So that's what I like to do is bring people to these companies that are coming out, like your
Mm.
Can Don is just, just a home grower, and he comes out with a germination kit, and
Yep.
such a good dude, and I feel like I can help him reach some more audiences, just like Bud Trainer. I know they're a bigger company and stuff, but the Bud clips and everything, those solo cups, I don't know if you've seen them with the bottoms that come out.
I want some so bad, bro. I want some so bad. Dude, those look so cool. I'd be like, oh my God. I constantly reuse mine until the point where I have to cut them open and stuff. And I'm constantly buying some more. Like, no, I
Yeah.
want those so bad, dude. That's just
Oh
so cool.
man, they're dope. I love them, man, because I'll poke them up. I'm like, oh, she's not ready yet. We'll wait a couple more days.
Damn it. Yeah, instead of sitting here tipping shit over, like, let me see.
Right. I was the same way, man.
So,
And they're pretty cheap too. They're like 20, $25 for like 12 of them.
yeah,
And
I'm just slacking. I'm just
it's
slacking.
slacking,
Yeah,
man. Well, get
yeah.
over there, dude. Code Can Luke will get you a discount off.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You heard him. You heard him. If you guys need him, you heard him, man.
No,
Hell
yeah, I
yeah.
just like to shout out smaller companies and that have helped me, and that's all the banners are really about for me.
Okay, for sure, for sure. Yeah, no, I was just always wondering because some videos you got seedsman, other ones got bud trainer, other and stuff like,
Yeah,
oh, whoa,
yeah.
you got a lot of people.
Right,
Yeah.
right. No,
Oh,
it's all new, so I'm not really how sure going about it. So I've been just practicing, moving it here, moving there, and I do that Seedsman Saturday episode
yeah.
with Seedsman and stuff. So I dedicate that tent to them for now.
Nice, nice, nice. So since you have your own little soil company and stuff, you gonna go to BizCon?
So not yet.
No,
No, I can't.
no.
It's so hard for me to make these shows. If I wasn't all paid for expenses, and we luckily got babysitters, I wouldn't have even able to go to LA to celebrate that Growers Gauntlet. Yeah, we're thrashed right now, and like I said, the Soil Plus has kind of got thrown behind the bus right now. It's still in the works. I just
Mm,
haven't been moving forward with it, which I need to.
definitely,
But
dude. I
I
can't
definitely
wait.
want to get to BizCon. That looks like a dope ass time. Even outside, I've heard where it's at.
Yeah,
Outside the show, everyone's smoking. Sharing secrets.
yeah. That's what I hear. I'm definitely trying to go this year. I know that it's not really for like the home grower per se, because it is more of literally a business convention,
Right.
BizCon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but I just can't wait because I'm big on like trying to see what's next in the business, just trying to see what's hot. Was like when
Right.
what was that? What was that one that came out? That little fucking self-growing machine. Like you put one plant in
Oh,
there.
the V Grow or
Yeah,
whatever.
the V
Or
Grow or
Vigo,
whatever.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man. When that
Yeah.
came out,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't know. I
Yeah.
grow too much. That's nice though, but oh,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
yeah.
that would be dope to get out there because there probably is stuff that we're not going to see until, maybe a year down the road.
Okay, okay. So AJ, got a question. How can how can they switch their plant from synthetics to organics? Green Rush and Gaia Green. Any advice? Any advice on that?
Um, Synthetic from organic green rush and a Gaia green. In the middle of a grow, or are they talking maybe overhauling during the next grow? I mean, that would
Mm.
be kind of a main.
Yeah, you don't.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, because
Mm.
I just really depends how you want to go about. That's a tough question. I could answer that in many different ways. Um,
Okay, how about you hit her with where to start if she wants to do organics? From the top,
from the
organics.
top, okay.
From the top.
You need to get bigger bodies of soil, 15 gallons, no less. I feel like that's a lot of gallons in your head, and you may not be able to grow that. But I'm telling you, you're going to have so much less headaches and problems trying to diagnose reasonings and problems for this plant because I sucked at synthetics. I failed miserably. I fed wrong, fed too much, locked out, pH was off. So
Yeah, but
you
yeah.
start with a good soil.
In the
I
middle of the grow.
in the
Oh
middle. Oh
wow.
shit.
Oh
Yeah, I know.
wow.
That's tough. Well, depending if you're in veg, I would just top dress it with your Gaia Green nutrients, whatever that regimen is. I'm sure they got some sort of schedule. If you're in veg, before
Mm,
you flip, do it 2 or 3 weeks before you flip. I think it's about a half a cup per cubic foot, so I'm not sure what size pots you're using. And then you're going to probably, if you're in smaller pots, have to top dress again with Gaia Green about 3 weeks into flower. And that's going to be the best way that you can get into the organic side, just the top dress at this point, because your soil is a synthetic soil at this point. You've used synthetic nutrients. Nothing wrong with that. I just feel like if you want to call it organics, yes, get the top dress on there. Maybe put some mulch over the top. I always recommend mulch or cardboard or something to cover your soil. It's just better for the soil. It protects the rhizosphere, which is where all your action happens around the roots. So that would be the best way that I could answer that question. Start top dressing. Yep.
I try to switch from syn to organics in the middle of a run, perhaps organics to synthetics. It's a double.
Organics to synthetic, that might be tough too.
Yeah, honestly, well, I feel like organics to synthetics would be an easier switch because then shit.
Yeah,
well, depending on how, depending on how loaded that fucking soil is, like how much shit.
Yeah, because if it's loaded full of food and then you start putting synthetic nutrients there, you might lock something out. So that'd be tough. You'd definitely have to know what's in your soil before you started switching that over.
Yeah.
You're going with the tough questions.
Shit, yeah. Damn, AG, killing me.
But it would be the same concept as organic. If your plant's happy, you're running organics, and you want to give it a PK booster or whatever you want to give it, or some sort of bloom nutrient. If you just run off that schedule, I think you'll just be fine. As long as your plant's already healthy, I think that'd be easier to go from organics to synthetics in that manner, food-wise.
Yeah. And honestly, depending on like what you would what you feed synthetically, shit. Yeah, no, that's still it's doable. It's just very fucking difficult. Like you gotta watch that plant like a motherfucker. Like, okay, is that too much of this? Is that too much of this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and with organics, it doesn't break down as quick as you would like. It may take 3-4 weeks to break down before something's available.
Yeah, and by that time you might have already fed it what it might have been missing synthetically, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it fucking breaks down, and now you have way too much of that.
Yeah, it might become a guessing game for a little while, but that's what the fun part about experimenting.
Yeah.
Trial and error.
Yeah, spitballing. Honestly, they write it down. Like, okay, nope, that didn't work. Man, I love that. Like, I wanted to get into that whole organic side, like the whole living bit, like the living soil and stuff, to where you got little worms going in your soil and shit. But I don't know, just if I did it, I would want to go all out, get like predator bugs and stuff like that, just to like fight off any potential problems and shit. The only problem is I don't want to introduce bugs into my fucking house. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing, you don't really have to, which is cool, because some of these really good castings, they come with the road beetles and the nematodes and the protozoa and everything. So you don't really need to make that extra purchase and get your beneficial, because I was the same way. I was like, I am going to have this soil, and I'm not trying to spend this money on this big body of soil and then it get infested by something.
Yeah.
But their predator mites are like a couple $100 for a small container.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah. No, if you're gonna do that, go get some Colorado Worm Company castings. It is so full. Every time I go with a handful, there's worms. There's so much movement in there. It's not even funny. I don't have a microscope, but the dude's just a mom and pop dude. He does it in his own shop, and it's a great source. And like I said, you don't have to get the predator mites and everything that you want in your soil. It's going to balance that out with the castings. So
you said Colorado Worm castings?
Yep. Yeah, they're through Build a Soil as well.
Okay.
Sure enough.
Okay.
But that's what's cool. That's a bunch of little small mom and pop shops that join together and operate under Build a Soil, which is cool of them to be able to shout out some of these smaller guys.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Fuck. No, like I was always interested in that, like, because I always heard that you can put worms into your living soil, and then that's a good indicator to let you know if your soil's actually like good organic or if it's too hot. You know what I mean? And then always wondered, like, are people going outside finding like a little worm on the street? Like, oh, look, there you go, and then running inside.
Well, there are different types of worms. There's earthworms, and then there's composting worms like your red wiggler, which is what they
Mm,
recommend more when you're in indoor gardening because they are going to move around, create aeration. They're going to take your top dresses down
mm,
to the beneath to be broken down. And that's what's so cool about the worms is like I had a 3x3 bed. I got some worms from Red Wiggler, which seems weird to buy worms, but like you said, I went on.
yeah.
If you do something,
Yeah,
you
I'm
go
not fit.
off.
If
So
I'm
I
not
went on
fishing, why am I buying worms? Like,
100%. So, but like I said, I bought those worms. I put it in my bed, and then I ended up getting another bed. And I was like, okay, how do I get worms in here? And then it just dawned on me. It's like I got worms already in this bed, and they just keep recreating and
yeah.
grow. If you're in smaller pots, it'll just become a worm bin, and you can just move that worm to your next bed, and take some outside if it gets too crazy. Oh, it's an experience, man. It's so cool seeing all that life in there, and
Yeah.
worms too can help with moisture. So if you're growing organic, you probably should have mulch. You lift that mulch up, and you have some worms hanging around up top. That means that your moisture is pretty damn good because the top it's going to dry from the top down. So if they're up there hanging out, the soil must be moist enough and warm enough for them to be happy in it.
Okay. 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 Um. So speaking of bugs, how do you fight organically against like pests, like powdery mildew, fucking um gnats, like really anything? Like, what is your IPM?
So I keep a really good environment. I think that's really key when it comes to getting some sort of pest. If your environment's too hot and sticky and dry, there's different reasons why certain pests are going to come into your garden. But if you have the environment down, you're going to be just fine as far as that being an issue. Powdery mildew, I know it's going to happen. Some other cultivars are more susceptible to it, but you keep the environment to where you want it. Safe environment. There's so many different charts and stuff you can find out what kind of environment you should be in, and I pretty much haven't had too much of a problem. I had some predator or not predator mites. It was clover mites in my soil, and they're beneficial, but anything too much is not beneficial. And they're starting to grow up the stalk on my plant. I'm like, oh, what do I do here? So I was using neem oil. I was using a um, EM1, which is from Build the Soil, or EM5. Sorry, it's just essential oils. It's got peppermint oil, just a bunch of organic stuff in there.
Okay.
And that wasn't working. So I went with this stuff called Pyganic, which I have no idea what's in it. It's an organic spray that I used, and that was what killed it for me. So I'm still
Okay.
learning about the whole IPM because I really haven't had an issue. So when you do have balanced soil, the good's going to win most of the time. You got the balance, so it just evens itself out, and you're not going to see too much of this. So just if you're going to go organic, I think try to use the neem oils, which is it usually works for a lot of stuff. They have the
Okay.
ground mustard seed, which is just like it sounds like, it's a mustard seed ground, and it's potent. It's a powder that you sprinkle on the top,
Okay.
and that
It
can take
is
down some bugs too.
pungent. So
Yes,
fucking
it
pungent.
is. It is, and that's a great nitrogen source too. So that's a win-win as well.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So
I'm
yeah,
gonna
I'm new
breed
to the
them.
IPM.
Nightwing. I love it. Hell yeah. Gonna breed some worms. This is nice. Ask Luke how he like the.
Or the Big Six. Okay.
Oh yeah. There you go.
It's a micronutrient. I don't use it too often because I don't use it during a reamend. And like I said, I usually just water only during my grows. I may put down some kashi for an accelerator. I won't go too far off on the topic, but the big six is just a micronutrient you can use as a foiler spray. They actually recommend not to foiler spray. I'm not
Okay.
sure the exact reason why. I'm not sure if it's pH reasons or how that really is. I know when you add a little bit to water, it turns that shit black. So it's very potent stuff. I do add it maybe once every 3-4 months. I'll do a watering of it to just make sure that my
Okay.
micronutrients are available. And that's the best way I know to use it, is to use a soil drench over a foiler. But if you can use it both ways, I don't think you can overdo it. Micronutrients are always lacking. You always need them. And I don't think it's something you can overdo unless you're tripling, quadrupling the recipe. Just stick to the low amount, and yeah, stick to the low amount. Less is always more in organics, as we say. So just keep it in there though, because I think that's going to ensure that you don't have to do any soil tests. You can just know that you're getting your micronutrients consistently, because I'm sure they have a feeding chart and how often and when, and I would just stick to that. I really think that the way they got it dialed in with their products, it just stick to that and it's going to crush for you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And if anybody else has any questions, make sure to hit question, well, type question above it, nice and bold, so it's easier to see. Damn, holy shit, that one hit me. Oh, my God, that one creeping. Sorry. Damn, what was I talking about? Lost me there for a second. Oh yeah. No, the IPM and stuff. All right, so that big six. You said that's from Build a Soil?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And that's not for IPM. That's just for your micronutrients.
Yeah.
And you can use it for a foliar spray too to help with IPM, because if your plants are sick and weak, they're more susceptible to attacks and for pests to come. So if you're making sure that your plants are happy and healthy, that's I guess an IPM in its own way.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's cool. Fucking damn, dude. I ain't never heard of that. I got lost in it for a second, like really like thinking about it. Oh man.
Yeah. I do the same shit. I'll hear something interesting and I forget that I'm live on the show. I'm just dialed in.
Like, yeah, like shit. Oh my bad. Yeah. So how did you get to just watering for the organics? Because I hear like a lot of people do amendments and all of this other stuff, but you're saying you just water.
Yeah,
Right?
I say I just harvested. I will do a re-amend, which is I just add some castings of some sort, make sure
Okay.
they're good castings, and I usually do about an inch layer of that, and then I use some craft blend, which is another build a soil product, but it's just your balanced organic feed, a 352, and then I'll add some Rootwise, which is a soil inoculant during harvest, and that's going to set me up for 3 to 4 months of grow. So then it's just watering only. If I want to add a ferment in or some sort of one of your favorite pod products, it isn't going to hurt. It's going to definitely ensure that because you're building the soil over time. So each grow it's going to get stronger, more potent, more balanced, as long as you're staying up on the moisture and the re-amends. So that's all I'm really saying when I mean water only, is you take care of it at the beginning of the grow, and then you just water 5 to 10% by volume of your container, and you're going to crush it.
Oh yeah.
So, and I guess I do when I do like a big defoliation or a chop and drop, I mentioned that Kashi blend, I put that on top, and that kind of decomposes quicker for the nutrients and everything of your leaf matter be broken down quicker and return to the soil. So like I said, that cycle that you're after is going to help you stay away from feeding during a grow.
Okay. Nice. And so like let's ask this question real quick and then I'll keep rambling with my shit. Hamburgers or hot dogs?
Oh shit. That's a tough call, man, but I gotta go with a hamburger. I love a ballpark hamburger. I mean, I could go both ways with it though. I mean, I like all sorts of stuff like that. Fast foods, like the hot dogs, the hell yeah. No, hamburger for sure, I guess.
You ever have a Juicy Lucy?
A Juicy Lucy? No, what's that?
Yeah. So it's a hamburger that's stuffed with cheese. So like so when you cook it and you go to bite in, the hamburger has literally just melted cheese that comes out, and they're called Juicy Lucy's. I heard about them in Minnesota, and I've had them a couple times. They are fucking amazing, bro.
Wow,
super good.
That actually sounds like in Illinois they got something called the horseshoe, and it's just a hamburger patty with French fries and then nacho cheese on top of all of it. That was one of my favorite go-tos there.
Jesus Christ. How about root rise enzyme elixir? Ooh, that's a good one.
So the Rootwise elixir, that's just the combination that comes with either your Biofos or your the initial Rootwise inoculant, and I think that's just a speeding up process. It's helping that attach to certain particles and get the microbes that you want into your soil. I don't think you necessarily need it to go with it. I'm guilty of not using it myself when I inoculate with my Rootwise, but I think the elixir can definitely go a long way of speeding up the process for you as far as getting the beneficial microbes and the colonies built up.
And that's essentially like mycorrhiza, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bacillus in there. There's a lot of good stuff. The package it's got a bunch of really good dialed in bacillus that I couldn't
Okay.
even begin to announce or pronounce.
Hi. Oh yeah. I'm on my third run in my 3x3 grassroot bed with
Oh shit, yeah.
take and bake coots. Hell yeah, dude. Coots is good.
Yeah, no,
Also,
that's the same one I'm running.
nice. Nice.
Yeah, three
Hell
by
yeah.
three grassroots take and bake. That take and bake kills. I mean, I'm on my fifth cycle on one and my fourth cycle on the other, doing just the reamends. It's a great when you're new to organics. The price may be a little high, but I promise you, the harvest and the not continually buying something, you're going to be totally proud and happy of what you spent your money into. Especially with the grassroots bed, man. It's the new way. It's the liner living soil way.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But I don't know, man. It just seems well, I guess honestly, like thinking about it, the price might be kind of high, but if you really think about how much soil you start buying over like the years and shit, you really wind up paying more doing like synganics and shit than you would do organic,
Yeah.
right?
No, I agree. I mean, I think the take and
Yeah.
bake is like $350 for 70 gallons of soil. I mean,
Hmm.
you're spending 30 to 50 bucks a bag for 7 gallons of soil. I think it's a cubic foot, those regular sized bags we get. And if you're
Nice.
throwing them out, you're just continuing that process. I've grown for 2 years now with the same 70 gallons of soil that I spent 350 bucks on. I got that money back on my first harvest.
Hell yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
that's like, I'm going to get another one. When
Hell yeah. Do you chop and drop or you pull that fucker all the way out or what do you do?
I harvest.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
do you leave the roots in and then just break
Yes.
them down and shit? Like,
When I did my first two grows, I was trying to because I go into solo cups and that stock was right in the way and it was
mm,
kind of messing up my spacing. I liked the way I had it, but then I started reading about more about how powerful no-till and just not disrupting your soil. So the past two cycles on both beds, I've done no-till, just cut my stock off as low as I can get it without getting into the soil, and then I'll plant in a different spot next time just to keep all that root matter down there, leave the soil undisturbed as much as possible.
hell yeah. And you found better results doing that versus like the initial chop and drop and all that?
I can't certainly say what individual thing that has helped these beds, but I can definitely say that they keep getting more resilient to any type of pest. The moisture holding content is just amazing. Where I can water a plant and veg and not water it for another 4 days, and the moisture is still consistent and on point because I have the mulch on there, and the bigger beds of soil is what's saving me.
Okay. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. I don't know. I might have to pick me up a bed, man. I might.
Yeah. Well, at least get into 15 or 30 gallons. You can buy a couple bags of soil, throw it in there. You can no-till in a 30 gallon. I'm doing it right now. I'm on my second run in a 30 gallon, just cutting it off at the stock, doing my reamend, and then off to the races I go. Just plant it to the left or the right.
Yeah.
So I less it, man. It's less problems. You're not ripping dirt out and getting shit
Yeah.
everywhere. And so
See, I wanna, if I'm gonna do like, so I got, let me clarify. I got like 3 pots that are technically synganic. I do like amending, and then like if something might ever be off, I'll hit it with a little bit of newts or something, you know.
yeah,
But I really want to try that whole fucking the whole coots mix, the living bed, like the whole shebang. I want to go all in for it. I want to try that.
do
It
it,
just
man.
seems
Do it.
nice.
It is. It's the hands off experience, and it's just like playing in the dirt again. You're digging around, you're playing around, and you got time to do more stuff. Whatever you want to do, play with kids, family, whatever you want to do. Because when I was doing the synthetic, it was a constant headache. I was always, why am I doing wrong? I mean, and there is guys that have the synthetic dialed in, and I think that's
Yeah.
freaking
Yeah.
awesome. I think it takes more brains to grow synthetic than it does organic because
Thank you.
if
Thank
you
you.
don't know what you're doing in synthetic, your shit is going to go way bad for you. Organic,
Oh yeah.
you get a little leeway. So
Oh yeah.
definitely
And see,
think you should get into it.
I feel like it's the opposite because like
I
if you
did
fuck
too.
up like if you fuck up in the beginning, like if you don't amend your soil right and shit and it doesn't break down at the right times and shit, then you're gonna run into a little bit of issues, right? And
Yeah,
so
and
you
you
really
can't
gotta
correct
know
it.
your timing. Yeah, you can't. And so
And
you
just
really got to know your shit when it comes to that. And that's, I feel like you have to, like, you just have to be smart to do that one. Like, what? That's
no.
crazy.
When I was started listening to podcasts and stuff about organics and just hearing some of these guys talk, I was like, there ain't no fucking way I could do that. I mean, they're talking shit that I've never even heard of before, and
Yeah.
just getting into it and learning, it's all natural. A lot of this stuff becomes more common sense than anyone would think, because they just, the whole organic side around it, you're talking individual amendments and recipes that can go very south for you, but it's the same with synthetic.
Oh
And
yeah.
I think if you just find a good source, start from a good source, moisture and environment's key, man. You can re-amend wrong 3 grows in a row as long as you have a little bit of this and that, and the good water availability and the environment for everything to push nutrients around and break it down.
Oh
It's really a breeze. I promise you will not regret it, man.
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm definitely going to do it then. Definitely. I
Yeah,
got got a couple
got it.
extra tents and shit. So I'll set
See,
up a
there you
whole.
go.
I'll do it. You'll
Do
sit
it.
right. What up, Rue? How you doing, brother? I gotta stick to. Oh shit! I gotta stick from 2 weeks on my second run. I was able to water heavy and walk away for days without feeding them. Like my grow was going good. That's good. Hell yeah, bro. Like I don't know. Wait, hold on. I might have read that wrong. I gotta stick 2 weeks. I'm around.
My words are far away, so I'm up here getting in the camera trying to squint.
Yeah, squinting like all that.
Are they in the bigger beds?
So water heavy and walk away. Yes. I'm just gonna die. Nice. Okay. You were able to walk away. Okay. Fuck. Okay. I was reading that wrong. I felt like like I was worried about walking away. Oh shit, that's not good.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, but you were good. You're good. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's
Fuck.
what I love about the beds. And I don't know if they're growing in a bed or a bigger pot, but if they are, I'm sure, that's what I love about it is you could give a heavy water and 2 days pass and you get a late night and you're like, oh man, I'm just not going down there. You can get away 3-4 days. So I love it. It's for the moms and dads and everyone that ain't got time to water twice a day.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. No, I gotta. I feel that, but I think that's what I like about Synganics is that you're constantly mixing stuff up, constantly doing stuff. There's always something to do because I have really bad ADHD, and so
I'm with you.
I got to do a lot of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it took me a while to realize that because I was the same. I was like, oh, why am I not doing anything? I should need to be doing something. But you get comfortable with it over time. I still come in here and mess around too much, end up breaking a branch or something, trying to train too much.
I feel that. I do that all the time
Should
too.
have left it alone.
Yep. Like,
Where's the
damn
tape
it.
at?
Yep. Taping shit. Like, it was. You'll be fine. You'll be okay.
I think.
I think.
It's amazing
Yeah,
how
man.
resilient they are and how they do sometimes. You can crack them things with nothing but thread, and if you get them connected immediately, they will grow back. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, dude. And it's always funny watching people like seeing how shocked like you can, well, not shocked, but how much you can do to that plant without
Oh,
shocking it.
oh my
Because
gosh,
like
yeah.
I've seen people. I know a lot of people, right? And I've seen a buddy grabs his plant, right? It'll be about like this big, okay? So you have the branches are starting about right here. He grabs that fucker, turns it into a fucking like a ponytail, takes some loppers and chops that fucker right in half, like to where there's
Oh
like
my,
maybe this
oh my
much
goodness.
left. And bro, it comes back every time, like booming,
Oh, I
just
bet
fucking
they
sick.
like
And
it.
like,
They almost
yeah,
like the training.
and look, bro, the day you do it, you're like, oh my God, what did I do? This is not going to survive, you know?
Yeah.
But then the next day, it's already starting to come back like vigorous, like, oh my
Oh
God,
yeah.
what?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that
I
was the
love that.
toughest part when it comes to like the lollipopping, stripping those
Mm.
notes. If you do that, it's so uncomfortable. Like, oh man, that could be a bud. That could be a bud. I'm gonna leave it. And then you do that
Yeah,
50 more times, and then
yeah,
you harvest, and you got a bunch of larvae. So yeah,
yeah.
these training is the way, and indoors definitely you need to train.
Hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. No, I definitely was a mistake I made my first couple of grows, leaving all those little bottom nodes on,
Oh yeah.
like it could be a nug, it could be something,
Yeah.
hey, it's just that's all you get, a little fucking
Just
money,
a
not even,
bulb. Yeah, the
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
just the money. You're like, oh, fuck, a waste of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
I'm still guilty of it. It's like, oh, you are gonna be a bud. We're gonna let you go. But sometimes it amazes you. You're like, holy shit, it actually worked. That is a
Well,
dense nug.
I save like 3 or 4 of them because I'll wind up re-vegging just in case. If
Okay,
like
okay.
I'm getting near like the end of flower and stuff, and that's just like looking super delicious. I'm loving the nose and everything about it. I'll cut off those bottom, like those little bottom nodes that have those buds on them, just the little buds, and then I'll just re-veg from that. It is better if you do like a more bigger buds, like the more bud there is on it, the
Yeah.
faster your fucking re-veg will be. But
Okay.
you can use those little bottom ones, dude, if you want to save your strains. I do that all the time.
Oh, that's interesting. I haven't gotten in India the re-vegging yet, so that's fucking cool as hell, man.
Like, what is it, monster cropping
Monster
or
cropping, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's so. Oh my god, this has been a great show, Ems. I've been watching from my channel. Hell yeah, Chronic Chatter. Thank you guys. Hell
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
much love.
It is, man. You
Uh,
run a good show. This has been awesome.
hell yeah, thank you, thank you. Try to keep it real as possible. Keep it low key, not too formal, but still a lot of good information being dropped. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
definitely. Just a grow me sesh.
pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Um, yeah, those techniques are pretty good. And that brings me to the question: what got you into scrogging? Like, why you scrog?
Well, I when I first got into it, I saw everyone scrogging. I was reading books about it, and then I ran into Troy, the Northern Scrogger, and saw him just putting one plant in a 100-gallon bed, 200-gallon bed, and just grow this massive plant off of one
Yeah,
bean. I was like, there
yeah,
ain't no
dude.
freaking way. So I started doing it, and I was like, man, the scrogging is just the way for me. You can, opposed to putting 6, 7 plants in one of these beds, you could put 1, 2, 3 if you wanted to, depending how long you wanted to veg for, and you can just bend and weave. There's no ties, no nothing. And I build my own PVC screens, so it's really just some screen screws and some PVC, and you're scrogging as big area as you want, and the results never lie. It's the way to train.
Oh yeah, bro. Oh, yeah, I don't. I did a couple scrogs, and don't get me wrong, I love scrogging. It is perfect. It is like honestly amazing. But I just got tired of that fucking the net being in the way of things, man. I
Yeah.
like moving my plants around a lot. I don't like them like being in the same spot. I'm constantly moving them from one tent to the next because I run different lights. I'm really big on different light spectrums, right? Because even though you might have full spectrum lighting, there's different lights that will give you different spectrums than what you full spectrum lighting is offering. Like,
Yeah, 100%. I still hear people running HPSs.
that's me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
crushes. If it works, man, hell yeah.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you said, different
Oh yeah, bro.
spectrums. They say full spectrum, but what are we really getting on some of these lights? I mean, I'm sure some of the other companies are good, but that
Hmm.
old school lighting, you can't beat it sometimes.
Bro, and the fact that I use it is because all of these strains and all of like these genetics that we are running around with, we're all bred under this light. Like
Yeah, makes
these are
perfect
like
sense.
the light that it was born under. This is the light that it will thrive under. You know what I
Yeah, no,
mean?
100%.
Like
Yeah, yeah, that
that's
makes
my
sense.
thinking.
That's
Yeah.
so great. That's the way I'd be thinking too. OG needs OG.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I have a bunch of fucking land races and shit like that I love running. What about you? You like any type of certain genetics that you prefer, like land races or fucking anything like sugary, fucking super
Uh,
diesel, or
I'm
low
so
riders?
I'm so
Sorry.
new into the growing thing. I just feel like I haven't run enough genetics to be able to find what I'm after, what I'm looking for, and to specify on certain things. But I do know that when I smoked before I grew, I was all about my gas. I wanted that skunk, that funk. And now that I'm growing my own, I'm starting to get more of that. I want more of the fruity profiles. Me and my boy Matt, he's got the whole rosin set up with the press and the freeze dryer, so
Hell
we've been
yeah.
trying to see where we can
Oh,
play around with that and maybe get some Skittle testing stuff because we're
yeah.
both candy guys. So something that we've been more into is that fruitier terps and what brings
Okay.
them out and how to, trust certain genetics that are actually bring them out.
Oh yeah. And real quick, Chronic Chatter, bro. Of course, just hit me up sometime. We'll definitely get on the show. You should definitely be on his show. He's a great guy, great community.
Definitely.
Definitely check him out. Definitely.
Yeah, get a hold of me. I'd love to. Love to. My schedule's busy, but I love getting on here with you guys and shooting the shit and
All right.
maybe helping a newer grower out and maybe learn something myself, which I have.
Yeah.
That vegging shit's dope. I know nothing about that. We'll have to get into a conversation about that.
Yeah, dude. Um they're a young channel, but they are two very smart fucking guys. It is Dr. Trichomes or Growing for Trichomes. I don't know. He has a couple different names. It's one or the other. I don't know. There's a couple trichome people out there. I get it fucked up. I'm sorry. I watch your show. You know it. And then Big Time Buds is the other guy. His fucking both sick dudes. Sick dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely go check them out.
Definitely. And I love the newer channels. They're popping up more and more every day. And if we're all here for the common goal, I'd love to sit on all of them.
Oh yeah. And honestly, that's what it's about, bro. We need more people doing this so we can spread this awareness and so we can stop all the fucking hate from the hate.
Oh yeah, it's bad these days. It's all negative vibes anymore, So it's awesome having this community where you can just all be yourselves and talk about a common goal.
Big facts. Big facts. Bear Grows just bought a Spider Farmer 2x4 full. Oh my god, my screen.
Yeah.
Full grow
Let's
tent.
go.
Okay.
Happy growing. Get it.
Hell yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. What you gonna run in there, man? What kind of genetics? Turbot Poison, Sour Diesel, Red Label. Oh god damn. Oh god.
Sour Diesel. I need some of that.
He coming with the fire. Oh, fire.
Oh,
yeah. That was fire. I'm a big Diesel fan. Fan. I love that.
Definitely.
Garden for Trichomes, his channel name. There it is. That's his name. That's the other one. Yeah, there
I'm gonna have to go subscribe to that one.
Yeah, both of them. Garden for Trichomes, Big Time Buds and Tattooing, and then Chronic Chatter.
Oh shit, man. I'm horrible with names. I'll probably forget in the next 10 minutes.
Just Chronic Chatter for sure. Chronic Chatter for sure. I'll message that for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah. Gotta check them out. They're some good ass individuals, bro. Cool. Fuck. Literally was about to say something and then I lost my thought reading comments. That's why I gotta stop reading them, man.
Oh man, that's gotta be tough, dude. I've thought about that too, is just how you guys interact with me or whoever's on here and then try to interact with the chat. I couldn't do that shit. I'm over here just trying to squint and read it, and by then it's already over.
Yeah, man. That's literally why I have to have mods. I got mods running the back of the show. They're the ones who's putting all of your comments on the screen, because if I'm sitting here trying to read your comments, I guarantee you that's all I'll be doing.
Yeah.
Trying to read comments. Yeah. No, can't do that. Oh, man. So anyways, we're going to wrap it up real quick. If you want, shout yourself out. Let us know where we can find you.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks again for having me on, dude. You reached out to me, and I loved your vibe and the way you've just been connected. I see you've had Pigeons and Don from Can, and those are good dudes. So I figured you were in the same company. Thanks for having me on. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on YouTube, both McCannabisLuke. And I'm just a home grower, just showing you the way I do things. I got a new 8x8 series coming up that we're going to have 2 3x3 beds, a tray to grow, and doing all sorts of stuff, working with the community, letting you pick genetics and stuff. So go give me a follow. I'm excited to always take on, a bunch of new guys that don't know what they're doing, and maybe I can help them, and maybe shows like this can help you guys. So thanks again for having me.
Of course, brother. We'll definitely have to do it again sometime, bro.
Definitely.
Especially when I get my bed going, I'm definitely gonna have you back. And so you can check it out. We see how I'm doing. Yeah.
Definitely, and you have to show me that re-vegging tricks you got.
Oh yeah, bro. Oh yeah, all kinds,
yeah. Bro. Episode 2 coming out.
Hey, stay tuned. Y'all heard it.
Oh yeah.
All right, yo.
I appreciate you. Much love, guys.
Much love, everybody. Thank you for coming. And again, big shout out to the mods, man. Big shout out to not my mods, my fucking well, they're my mods. Yeah, big shout out to them, man. Thank them. Without them, could not have this kind of fucking show. I have really bad ADHD. You know me. Again, dude, check us out in the Discords, bro. Discords. If you want to get a one-on-one with us, bro, that's where you gotta be. Where you gotta be. Okay. But anyways, as always, stay high, my friends.